Hi everyone, I hope all of you are able to hear me and welcome to this quick session that we are going to have, or rather a quick video in which I'm going to cover all the details of the XAT notification, right? So XAT has of course announced, so they announced yesterday itself that the registration is going to start from 15th and I'm recording this video on the 15th. So the registration has now started. Just want to take you through a couple of details that are there with respect to the notification. Of course, we are going to come up with a detailed video on how do you fill the form, right? So we do it for all the major exams. So we'll be doing a detailed guideline video as to how do you fill the application form so that you don't make any mistakes while doing so. But for now, for this video, I'm just going to quickly walk you through some of the key details that are there, right? So the main website is xatonline.in. So you can go to the website and go through the details that are there. But just want to take you through some of them very quickly. So the registration has already started. So it started today, 15th July, and the exam is going to happen on 5th Jan 2025, right? So this is one of those tests that gets announced very early. The registration window is really long. In fact, even last year, they had announced it roughly around this time itself, somewhere in the middle of the month. And the registration continued till 10 December. So this time on the website, we don't see anything in terms of what is the last date to register. Mostly it will be last week of November, but we never know what that would be. It may get extended, we don't know that yet. So last year, as I said, it was 10 December. This year, let's see what the final registration deadline looks like. But for now, the registration has started, and as I mentioned, the exam is going to happen on 5th Jan. The first Sunday of Jan is of course something that is reserved for XAT, and that is what they have continued this year as well. Now, in terms of what all colleges accept the test, so XAT is accepted by a lot of institutes. So when you look at the list of institutes, they have given the list of associate members, and there are a lot of institutes that you will see here. So there are close to about 160 plus institutes that will be accepting the XAT score, right? So what you need to do for now is of course keep that in mind that the registration has started and start collecting all the documents that will be required, right? And when you fill the application forms, typically, the documents that you're going to need are going to be your 10th standard mark sheet, your 12th standard mark sheet, your graduation mark sheet. If you're somebody who is currently in the final year of graduation, you're going to require SEM-wise mark sheets because you will be asked to typically enter the cumulative grade point average or the total marks that you've obtained so far. So those are the documents that you will have to keep handy first of all. If you're somebody who has work experience, you should also keep those documents with you. Of course, I'm going to cover all of that in the detailed form filling guideline video, which should be out in the next couple of days. So keep watching and subscribe to the channel so that you get all those updates, right? If there are any questions, you can also ask during this particular discussion that we are having right now. So let me know if there's any question that you have in your mind, right? Now, with respect to the exam format, etc., they have not made any announcement as such in terms of what the exact format is going to be. Mostly, it looks like that will be same as last year, but of course, we'll have to wait and watch for that. In terms of the application fees, I'm just going to take you to the registration process that is there. So firstly, it's a very simple step-by-step thing that you have to follow. The first thing is registering yourself. It's just creating your account by putting in an email ID and a mobile number. And then once you have that account verified, you will have to fill the XAT application form. It's going to be a fairly long form and we'll be covering that in our video. But the next step from that is going to be uploading the required documents that are there. Once you're done with that, that comes the next phase, which is the application fee. Now, the application fee for XAT is going to be 2,200 rupees. And when you are applying to the XLRI program, so XAT and XLRI application is integrated. So XLRI will not have a separate application process. It is going to be through this application form itself, right? So when you apply for XAT, you pay the 2,200 rupees. But when you select any of those XLRI programs for which you want to apply, you will have to pay additionally 200 for the every program that you want to apply to, right? So that is something that will be done during the application payment stage. And finally, submitting the application form. So we're going to cover all of these details and please look forward to that particular video. So I think within the next 2-3 days, we should be able to release it. So go through that before you fill the form. There is a lot of time to fill the form, so don't be in a hurry and make mistakes, because this is one thing that we observe a lot, that in a hurry students try to fill it on day one itself. They end up making a lot of mistakes, right? What I would simply suggest is take your time, but of course don't wait for November and then fill the form. We are in July right now, there's a lot of time. So try and fill it as early as possible, but at the same time, don't rush into it. Another important thing is when it comes to the test city, because generally that is the concern that students have, that especially with what happened that last year where students got really centers which were really far off from their place. Hopefully XAT will not do it this time, and they will have enough mechanisms in place to ensure that people get the city and center of their choice, right? So that is something I hope that they do this year, taking learnings from what happened last year. But please don't worry too much about those things. Things happen and we don't really control those things. So last year, let's take it as an aberration. Even they were not expecting so many people to register. I think the 30% increase that happened in the CAT aspirant number got reflected in the increase in XAT as well, which saw I think 40% increase in applications. But I'm sure that they would factor those things in, and there will be enough cities options that will be available for the students this year. So with that, we can end the session here. Thanks all for joining, and I wish all of you all the best. Stay tuned for the video that we are going to release soon. Till then, bye everyone.